Hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Make Every Second Count Live with me, your host and international award winning speaker, in award winning international Make Every Second Count speaker, Jeff Marconette Jr. I screwed up the intro. I'm sorry. I apologize, but we'll survive. So, so we ask you guys if you would please hit that like button because we want to trick the algorithms on Facebook, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn. Don't be afraid to share this episode out as many times as you can with as many people as you can. And if you're watching right now and you think this episode might be valuable for somebody else to see, please tag 3 people in the comments. Just 3. I think you can handle that. Well, I hope you can, because I would appreciate it. All right. So thank you guys so much again. And I would like to bring up Tammy. Hey Tammy, how are you doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I am fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. I know you're a busy woman and you have your own life, own followers, and own people paying attention to you. So I definitely thank you for joining me on my little presentation podcast here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I appreciate it. So, if you would like to go through a short introduction of yourself, tell everybody who you are, where you're from, what you do, and more importantly, why you do what you do, that would be fantastic.
Okay, so my name is Tammy. I grew up in Utah and I just moved from Washington State back to Utah. And I was in the Army for 6 years. And then I now speak about suicide prevention. I'm a suicide prevention advocate and speaker. And I do that because I want people to know how much they matter. And I want I don't want anyone to feel that they shouldn't be here or don't want to be here.
Nope, they don't. I hope nobody feels like that as well. And we treasure each and every one of you that are watching this episode right now. But I would like to say hi to Brenda Ringwood and uh and somebody else that won't tell me. I don't understand why it just says Facebook user, but we have Brenda saying hello. What you got for us today? And then she also said hi, Tammy. But see, this is that Facebook user. I don't understand it.
Oh, that's me. I
Oh, it
see.
is?
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. I don't know why it doesn't show your lovely picture there, but it doesn't. And I like your earrings, by the way.
Thank you.
So, if you would, all right. So, I know personally, guys, that everyone faces adversity, and if you haven't yet, more power to you, and congratulations. But just wait. I guarantee it's coming, and I want to help prepare people for those adversities so they can make it through those adversities and they can come out feeling stronger and more prepared for the next adversity they're going to face. So I have come up with this show, and I was involved in a serious car accident when I was 17 years old. I was in a coma 2.5 months and told I wouldn't walk again. But I'm here now, and I am showing you each and every day that you can do anything you want. And it's so important to me. So I like to have this show offer you tips, ideas, and other people's perspective on life. So that's why I have brought Tammy on here. And we are going to be talking tonight a little bit about the importance of kindness and how it can change the world. So, but first of all, I want to ask you, Tammy, has there been anything that you've gone through in your life or had to grow through to get to where you are now?
Yeah, so I think one thing I've had to overcome is being okay with myself. I felt like I needed to fit in a little box, and that caused me a lot of stress and anxiety. And I just realized one day I can't try to fit into this box. And so, just kind of by accepting, like, I'm different. I love easy and I love fast. And I tell people I love them if I just met them. And it freaks people out.
Well, I
And
love you, Tammy.
I love you too. Thank you. And I think just by embracing how you are, even if it's
Well, I love
different,
you, Tammy.
um, just it's okay. However you are, it's okay. If we can just stop trying to not be ourselves, we could ease a lot of pain.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I thank you so much for that right there. That was phenomenal. And so when you are saying kindness, when I am saying kindness, can you kind of explain kindness to people? Because I know everybody should get kindness. They should know what they mean by the word kindness. But I don't think a lot of people really do understand that word and what other people mean by that word. So, can you tell them a little bit about what kindness is, especially to you?
So to me, I feel like kindness is so many things. And the angle I come at kindness is more accepting kindness. So my website is yes to kindness.
Yes, to
And
kindness.
because imagine kindness as a circle, right? And if we give and there's no one there to receive, it breaks the cycle. And so, as much as we give, we got to be gracious receivers so that the flow of kindness can keep going.
Yes, that is fantastic. I gotta come up with some new words. My dad is actually getting on me because I say fantastic, I say great, and I say awesome too often. So I just saw a little person. So I have to ask, who is that there with you?
That's my little niece. She popped in to say hi.
Well, hi, little niece. What's her name?
Jordan,
Hi,
Jordan.
Jordan. Nice to see you. So I have to ask. All right. So I just had a post on Facebook that said that I hear people saying all the time that they can't afford to do something for other people.
Mm.
But they don't understand that being kind costs absolutely nothing. Now, when do you have any ideas for people that are looking to be kind and just don't know how to be kind? I mean, some people weren't raised with that.
Yeah, definitely. So if you need ideas, I'm always posting ideas. So follow me on my Facebook page. But the thing is, it's so simple. It's if you have a thought, then do it. If someone comes to your mind, send them a text message. Um, smiling is such a big deal. Little things. There's a thing also, I was driving and this person they just had the I love you sign out. And, you know, it just lifted my spirit because driving in traffic can be crazy. but it was just so simple, a simple little hand gesture that is good.
I normally get a different hand signal when I'm driving.
Yes. So, okay, so here's a few. When you're driving, try not to be late, because it's harder to be nice when you're late. If you're going to be late meeting someone, just send them a text message and let them know, because maybe they have something they could do in that, 15 minutes you're going to be late. If it's someone's birthday that week, text them the day before or the day after, because sometimes on the birthday it's just so overwhelming, and then there's a drop. This thank you in advance, I mean, I could go on for 20 hours. How long do we have?
So we actually have about 19 minutes left, but you can go on for 18 minutes, and then we'll go over your contact information. No, that's all right. But so I think what you're saying is we need to respect other people's time, correct?
Yeah, and give space and grace to be human. Sometimes you're just late, and we're going to be late. There's no way to be 100% on time, but it's just allowing, not beating yourself up. And so I think leaving space and grace for people to be human is a big, big part of it. And a lot of talk nicer to yourself. I'm really working on this. Like, my relationship with me is top priority now, more than it's ever been, because I'm always giving, and then I'm burnout and resentful. So if you're going to resent something, then think about if you really want to do it, because the stickiness that comes with resentfulness is, people feel that. I mean, sometimes you have to help people even if you're going to resent them, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it feels better if it's a happy feeling.
No, that's great. So I've noticed one thing in my time of doing all this personal development stuff, that when you're kind to somebody else, that is kind to yourself. Is there scientific research on that or anything?
Yeah, so it's called the helper's high. So when you do something nice for somebody, you actually physically have a high. And the awesome thing about this helper's high is, like, that's what I used to kind of save my own life. My fourth husband had left me in 2015, and I was like, oh, I might be part of the problem. And I realized I had to change how I was showing up in the world. And so I just started doing kindness like it was my job. I would just look for things. I would look for people that needed help. And I found that I would get that boost to want to keep living. Now, when someone offers to help you and then you say no, it's kind of a rejection. And then it takes the helper's high and turns it into a bad thing. And so that's why we got to do better at accepting kindness to keep that flow of kindness going.
So I read something that you sent me earlier that said that you are the woman of yes, or something like that. Is that correct? The power of saying yes or something.
Okay, yeah. So the power of saying yes. Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit about that?
Okay, so if I call, okay, let's go back to when I was suicidal. I couldn't call someone and say, I'm suicidal, can you help me? But I could say, hey, do you need help with such and such a thing? And then if people would say yes, then I would feel I could make a contribution. And if they would say no, then I wouldn't ask them for further help, if that makes sense. And so, yes opens pathways to greater things.
All
And
right.
accepting other people's kindness, it opens up your world completely.
Wow. In what way does it open up your world? I'm a little confused.
Okay. So I used to have this job, and I worked at a ride, and so I couldn't leave my ride. And people would walk by and ask if we wanted water. And I would say yes, thank you, and they would keep coming. And as soon as I started saying no, they didn't come and offer me water anymore. And so if we look at it like that, like I didn't need, you might not always need it at that time they offer, right? It's like charging your battery. You have to charge when a cord and a plug are together, right? Because that's when it's available. So if we look at kindness like it's a charger, like you're filling up with gas, then you might not need it at that second, but in 100 miles you're going to need it, but there's no gas station. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it actually does. But all right, so I know I just kind of sprang this title on you, and I guess I didn't put enough thought into it, but so that's on me. But how exactly do you think kindness can change the world?
So it completely can. It's just the tiny smiles that remind someone that life is worth living. It's the showing up for someone when they didn't think they were worth it. It's a phone call in the middle of the night because someone crossed your mind. And it's creating this web of connection to each other. And as we spread this web of kindness, it's going to connect us more so that when we do need help and we're not okay, then the pathways are already there. Because, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say one of my favorite quotes by Les Brown is asking for help doesn't mean you are weak. Asking for help means that you are strong. And we need to continue to ask for help and keep asking for help until we get that help. Because just like when people, all right, you said you were down and suicidal at one time, and I hate that for you. I'm sorry, because that is one of these things that I do not like at all. But let's say you couldn't reach out for help because I imagine it made you feel like you were weak.
Well, it's tricky because in those moments, my mind is convincing me that it's better off for the people I love to not be here. And so that's why having a plan in place is so important, because in those moments, you can't really trust your mind to listen to.
Yeah.
And so the web of kindness that we create, like I have had people show up in ways I couldn't imagine. It's because of how I treat people. If you're just an a-hole, sorry. If you're just an a-hole and leaving this trail of crap behind you, that's a whole different experience than, when I walk into places, people smile and they're grateful to see me. Like,
Yeah.
that's the power kindness has. The UPS store in the town, like, it's just, how do people feel when you show up? Do they cringe, or do they not notice, or do they literally feel happy that you are there? And we got to do better at treating people that serve us so much better. Tipping, I do this thing where I tip first. So instead of waiting until the end, I tip my servers first, and it's
So,
just like a.
well, all right. So when you say you tip your servers first, I watched your TEDx talk, And I had the thought, like, well, what if you go ahead and tip your server first and show that pre-appreciation, and they do a crappy job? Do you don't go to the manager, do you? I mean, how would you solve that situation?
So I haven't had that experience. I guess for me, it's like a reset button, and so it gives that server time to reset and show up in their best capacity. So I guess I don't have an expectation behind the tip. Like, it's just complete gratitude. Like, I used to be a waitress. I know how it is. You know, behind everyone that's serving you is just so much. You could never imagine what's going on in their life. And so I leave a lot of grace and space whenever I go out. Just grace, space, gratitude, and just like that we even have the opportunity for someone to serve us.
Yeah. So I like that. That fits in with what I talk about, because my whole motto is make every second count. Now, you see, there's 86,400 seconds in a day, and that's a lot of seconds. How are you going to make them all count? People ask me, and I talk about the fact that I have enough gratitude in my heart for just being alive that it doesn't really matter what happens in that day. I'm making every second count because I'm here. Now, if I die, I'm not making every second count. But if I'm alive, I am making every second count. Nobody's going to tell me I can't do that, because the only person that can stop you from achieving what you really want to achieve is honestly you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I heard her say, I'm going to the bathroom.
That's so fun.
Yeah, well, I love kids. Kids are awesome. I actually I'm to be speaking on Thursday to a group of alternative school kids. Now, I don't know what alternative school actually is. I was afraid to ask, but I said yes because it's my place I'm going to share, and I am going to hopefully help them out in their life so they can make every second count. So I I know that you've done a TEDx talk, and I was scheduled to do a TEDx talk this year, but it got canceled because COVID and stuff. And there's not, I don't understand it all exactly. But after this show, can you please put your TEDx talk in the comments so everybody can watch that? And I also would like to hear if you have any contact information or anything you would like to give to people.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at You Matter Mayor, and then on Facebook, just Tammy Joy. My website's yestokindness.com.
Yes, to
And I just want to remind everyone that you never know your impact on others. And so just keep on keeping on and smile. Just smile. It just helps more than you know.
And is that spelled out, or is it in numbers? Yes, to kindness.com.
So YESTO. Yes to kindness.
All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like YES2 kindness.
It should be two because it takes two people for kindness to work.
Ooh, she's getting fancy now. That was slick. I have to say so myself. So I thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy evening to be here with me and my viewers. And I hope you have enjoyed doing this show. But I need to say to everyone out there that I hope you join us next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So, same time, same place. And, well, we hope that person joins us next week too.
Thank you so much.
And we will be here with a brand new episode, and we will see you guys. And but you all have to do me a favor, including you, Tammy, Miss Joy herself. I need you to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when your one life is going to end. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much, Tammy.
Thank you.